Prevent, respond, restore.
Following last November's Costco-Busan oil spill in San Francisco Bay, Assembly Democrats put together a package of 9 bills that, when implemented, will improve the state's efforts to reduce the threat of oil spills, improve the response if there is one, and protect California's coast and inland waterways.
We know that our bay and our ocean shores are really the heart and soul, the economic lifeblood, and really, in many ways, the spiritual center of our coastlines along our state. We want to keep them pristine. We want to keep them from harm.
Assemblymember Mark DeSaulnier of Martinez is co-authoring all 9 bills.
All of these bills are prudent and responsible responses to what has happened. But we also know, because of globalization, that the probability of these things happening again, just because of the sheer magnitude and the growth of goods movement into our ports in California, the probability is going to increase. So our response has to be at least equal to that.
The 9 bills attack the oil spill issue from every angle. San Francisco Assemblymember Mark Leno wrote one of them. AB 2547 will fund research into new oil spill cleanup technologies.
Making use of better technologies, requiring the state to review the technologies every 5 years, we think will improve the fact that using 1960s technology in this past spill, 60% of the oil was left to follow our beaches, bay, and ocean.
Assemblymember Sally Lieber authored AB 2441. It calls for more tugboat escorts of big ships.
Currently, a tug escort is required for small petroleum shipments, but not for large ones like the Costco-Busan. It's also not required for shipments of toxic and dangerous chemicals like acids, solvents, things that can cause a really expensive environmental disaster that could be a problem for years to come.
Assemblyman Pedro Nava of Santa Barbara, an area that suffered its own oil spill disaster last year, has joined the Bay Area delegation's effort to stop oil spills. His measure, Assembly Bill 1946, will expand the number of eyes watching over the oil industry.
AB 1946, that will give the regional water quality control boards more enforcement authority. It will allow them to refer cases regarding water pollution to local district attorneys, as well as to city attorneys of large cities. As it stands now, those cases can only be referred to the Attorney General, who is doing a fine job. But I'll tell you, anytime you can have more cops on the corner, you're going to have better compliance.
The San Francisco Bay and California coast are not the only areas affected by oil spills. Assemblymember Lois Wolk wrote Assembly Bill 2912.
This may surprise you, but there are more than twice as many inland oil spills in California as there are marine oil spills, and the state responds to less than a third of those inland spills, largely due to lack of resources. 2912 attempts to address this inequity by providing the resources and the authority needed to act and respond to inland oil spills.
While the lawmakers consider the new legislation, Assemblymember Ira Ruskin's committee will be conducting oversight hearings to ensure the Office of Spill Prevention is doing its job.
As chair of the Budget Subcommittee on Resources, I'm going to take a very close look at how the Department of Fish and Game, and specifically how the Office of Spill Prevention and Response are operating.
Assemblymember Hancock, chair of the Assembly Natural Resources Committee, says no general fund money is needed to implement the legislation, and she's very hopeful the entire package will get to the governor's desk this year. This report was produced by the Speaker's Office of Member Services.